This is Mark Chinn of Chinn & Associates in Jackson, Mississippi with our video blog called A Litigator's Rules for Life. Today I'd like to talk about domestic abuse. Domestic abuse occurs in many marriages and in many situations. It is a very complicated emotional and legal issue. One of the very frustrating things about domestic abuse is that the abused person many times plays a role in their own abuse because of issues going on with them, such as low self-esteem, anxiety, feelings of hopelessness, perhaps medicating themselves with drugs or alcohol, and oftentimes making excuses for the batterer. Another thing that is frustrating is that the abused person will often return to the abuser even after protection has been gained. A lot of times this comes from the fact that the abuser is very successful in manipulating the abused person to believe that it is more dangerous to leave than to stay. People who are trying to help abused people should draw very clear lines and say that any form of physical abuse is absolutely unacceptable and cannot be tolerated. However, people who are helping abused people need to make sure that they do not step into a role of control over the victims themselves. They should play a role of creating empowerment for the abused victim and showing support and giving them choices, and recognize that the abuser and the abused person is a complicated interplay which may be beyond their expertise. For not only lawyers but for family members of abused people, I suggest that you contact Centers for the Prevention of Abuse in your area or local mental health professionals whenever dealing with abuse. Here in Jackson, Mississippi, we have an excellent organization called the Center for Violence Prevention, and their phone number is 601-932-4198. Sandy Middleton runs that organization. People in this area can contact them for help. Remember, abuse is a very complicated issue and it needs to be dealt with expertise.